Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Regular Beer Reviews, where regular doesn't refer to the beers being reviewed, but to the reviewer, myself. I'm Jesse, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing a beer that I have had once before. Don't really remember a lot about it, though. It was probably 6 or 8 months ago. It was like spring, maybe beginning of summer. This is from Goose Island. It is their 312 Urban Wheat Ale. Yeah. Um, let's look at the numbers on this beer. Beer Advocate gives it a 78, which is just okay, and that's with 2,444 ratings. Rate Beer gives it a 29 overall, with a 45 for the style, and the Bros give it the same as Beer Advocate, a 78, which is just okay. It has an ABV of 4.2%, a year-round availability, and the style is an American Pale Wheat Ale. If you didn't know, Goose Island Beer Company is out of, it's funny, on Beer Advocate it said Chicago, Illinois, but it clearly says on the bottle here, brewed and bottled by Goose Island Beer Company in Baldwinsville, New York. But either way, Goose Island is owned by InBev, so it's the same company that owns Anheuser-Busch. So anyway, let's read a quick descript here from Rate Beer. It says, like the digits suggest, it's a beer that's densely populated with flavor and loaded with character. We don't filter it, so none of its life and soul is stripped away. The first thing you notice is the hazy, cloudy appearance. That's how you know it's unfiltered. I mean, could they be any more obvious? Uh, what hits you next is the spicy aroma of Cascade hops, followed by the crispy, fruity flavor delivered in a smooth, creamy body. The result of blending barley malt with torrefied wheat. It's not like any other Goose Island beer, but no less than you'd expect. I've had a couple beers from Goose Island that were okay, but overall they haven't really impressed me a whole lot. So anyway, this isn't my favorite style, these wheat beers, but they're starting to grow on me, especially a lot of Belgian ones, wheat beers and stuff, and saisons. From what I remember, this beer was okay when I had it before, but again, I've had a lot of beers in between then and now, so let's go ahead and get this one poured. Hopefully the 312 Urban Wheat Ale will not disappoint this time. I still think it's funny, though, that they mention in the description there, it's hazy and cloudy. That's how you know it's unfiltered. Yeah, no shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, what do they think? We're stupid? Alright, so you can see it's moderately clear there. Oh yeah, it clouds up real quick. Get all that sediment from the bottom there. Try to get a nice head on it too. Alright, let's get an appearance on this beer. It is a very light pale straw color, very hazy, slightly translucent, but you certainly can't see. You can see shadows through it, but certainly not shapes. No definition or anything. It has a snow white, very creamy looking, about a 1-finger head. Looks like there's going to be some nice lacing there, nice retention, which you do see, and I've come to expect from these wheat beers. Very light carbonation. I'm seeing some bubbles streaming up, but not a ton, which again is to be expected from this style of beer. Which then again, I have had some wheat beers and Belgian style saisons and farmhouse ales and stuff that are just overly carbonated. So this looks right where it should be for this style as far as carbonation goes. But yeah, let's go on ahead and get a nose on this. Oh wow, the first thing that hits me is skunk. This smells skunky. It smells like a European pale lager or something. But alright, getting past that, I can smell the wheat, definitely. It smells yeasty. The malts smell a little biscuity. Picking up on slight spice notes. Maybe some black pepper. Maybe just the lightest little hint of coriander or something. I don't know if it's brewed with coriander, but I'm picking up on some spice note that's similar to that. Getting a little zing from maybe some citrus peel or something. Doesn't smell overly complex. Smells pretty simple, especially for the style. But doesn't smell horrible. Now, I have mentioned in other reviews that I do like the skunky flavor, but to be clear, I like it when in beers that are like boring European style pale lagers or something, like pilsners and stuff that really aren't my favorite style, that are bland, boring, flavorless beers normally, because I'm not really into the super pale malts with no hop character and just the characteristics of those beers. That skunkiness adds something to it. But this isn't my favorite style, but I do like it, and it's growing on me, and to be honest, the skunkiness here is off-putting. The skunkiness here is unwarranted and unwanted, so hopefully it won't be in the flavor a lot, won't translate to the flavor a lot from the aroma. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this one. Right off the bat, I mean, it reminds me of like a Sam Adams Summer Ale, but with less flavor. Um, I'm picking up on those very light, very, very pale, kind of bready, biscuity malts. Very light, pale malts, though. I'm getting a little of that skunkiness in the flavor, not super strong. Um, I can taste a little bit of that spiciness in the flavor, and the carbonation is a little heavier on the mouthfeel, which does contribute nicely to that kind of spiciness. It's almost like a light black pepper, or again, I'm getting like, it's like a coriander or a sage, but it's so light and minuscule in the background, so light. But it is kind of citrusy on the flavor. I don't know if they brew this with citrus peel or anything. I mean, it certainly doesn't taste like the hops are contributing as a citrusy flavor to it. It does say that they use Cascade hops, which tend to be a little more on the citrusy side, but I don't think that's what's contributing to the citrusiness in this. I mean, I'm not getting any other hop characteristics. It's a very mild, mellow beer. It's pretty average, I'd have to say. It seems like the first time I had it, I do remember it being a little better than this. Yeah, nothing really jumping out at me there. They could have done a lot better job with it. They could have done a lot more. Still made it simple, but could have been a lot more complex than this. This is just a little too simple for me. This is a style that I'm growing to like more and more, the more that I have good ones. But this one just isn't, it's not really doing it for me. It's pretty average. If you see the 312 Urban Wheat Ale, I'd say don't even pick it up. It's not that great. I'm going to give this a 6. 6 out of 10, which is a D. It's really not an amazing beer. Unless you just really want to try it, I would say don't even pick it up. I've had better beers from Goose Island. I like their IPA better than this. Their Honkers Ale I thought was better than this. I mean, they're both very different styles than this, but in retrospect to the style of beer that they were, Goose Island, they did a better job with this. If you blindfolded me and gave me this beer and said, hey, would you believe that this was produced by a company owned by the same company that owns InBev? I'd say, oh. Or, sorry, not InBev, but Anheuser-Busch. Would you believe that this is produced basically by Anheuser-Busch, or, the company that owns Anheuser-Busch? Would you believe this is produced by InBev? I'd taste it and go, yeah, I can see it. Because it's kind of a bland, flavorless beer. It's not amazing. So, again, if you see the 312 Urban Wheat Ale, don't even pick it up. One thing that I did, or you know what? I think I already mentioned it, the Chicago Baldwinsville thing. So, yeah, I did mention that earlier in the video. So, anyway, yeah. So, thank you for watching. Keep watching again in the future for more reviews. Oh, just to reiterate, I think I only said it once. I may have said it twice. I don't know. Head's kind of scrambled right now. But, yeah, I give this a 6 out of 10, which is a D. Not a great score. If you see it, don't even bother picking it up, but, Thanks for watching. Keep watching again in the future for more reviews. Prost.